Alright, so welcome. This is the pitch night for student game developers. And first, we're gonna introduce the club a little bit and talk about what we do here. And then we're gonna get to our three directors slides later. So, of course, you already know we are student game developers, and our email is here if you need to contact us via email. It's probably faster to use the Discord to talk to us, but that is available as well. For the officers, I am the president, and we've got Reza here, the vice president. Jeffrey's the head of
Hello.
directors.
Yo.
Nazrat is the current treasurer.
Hello, I don't have a webcam.
Nick is our relations guy. And Ryan is the webmaster, and he is also one of the directors.
Hello.
Alright, if someone wants to take this one.
Yep, okay, so this semester we're going back to doing long-term semester projects. So usually what this means is you'll have a director who will organize possibly weekly or bi-weekly meetings, and you'll have a consistent group that you can work on a project with throughout the semester. We're also doing things like community nights or game nights, where we just get together and hang out. Sometimes we'll play games. Among Us is super popular, Jackbox, Scribblio, yeah. And then sometimes we also do game jams, which is basically like 48-hour marathon of game development. And that's really good if you are a busy person and you don't want to commit to the whole semester of game development, but you're down to show up for a weekend and maybe get a lot of experience in a short, condensed amount of time. Some other things, we have Crunch Night, which is the night where everyone stays up all night working on semester-long projects, because there's the expo the next day. And then the expo is where we all get together and kind of celebrate each other's work, and we look at each team's different games, and we get to play through and make commentary. And yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Alright.
Alright.
Here you go, Ryan.
Yeah. So, can you guys see my webcam? I don't think you can you? Is it just the ellipses for you guys too? Well, anyway. So
It's okay. Ryan is very handsome, I can confirm.
I'm really excited to announce. So this is a new thing. This just came in. We got invited by our friends at the UC Berkeley Game Development Club to their college game jam, which is an intercollegiate jam. Any college student anywhere in the world is allowed to participate as long as they're a college student. So that applies to everyone here, probably. And if someone could go in the voice chat channel and actually copy and paste these links so they're easy. It's not listed here because I was doing this in a hurry, but it's March 29th to April 4th. And if you've never done a game jam before, it's basically just like, it doesn't have to be, but it's typically like a crunch in this. It's 5 days here. Of just nonstop game development, or you can do it as you want. You can come in, pop in, pop out whenever you want, and it's really fun. And you get to meet a lot of exciting, interesting people and work on a lot of cool stuff and learn a lot. So definitely would recommend coming if that is your cup of tea. And furthermore, it's really awesome because there will be guest workshops about like level design and that kind of stuff from both Riot and Blizzard employees, which is totally free as long as you're registered for the jam. And it's really cool, and we're really excited. So hope to see you there.
Alright, nice. Alright, so who belongs in SGD?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I wanted to mention that if you're going to these intercollegiate jams, it's a really, really good networking opportunity as well. So for you guys maybe interested in like joining the industry at some point, it really helps to meet people, kind of ask them and get their experience. Right. All right, sorry, Jack, go ahead.
Yeah, I got multiple questions during the activities fair interest meeting about skill levels in SGD. Some people thought that they needed to be a certain skill level to make games, but that's just not the case. We accept all skill levels here. Like anyone who's interested in making games, and even if they don't want to do programming, we want artists, we want programmers, we want writers, designers, like anyone who's interested in making games, we want them in our club. And if you do want to be like an artist, a programmer, or a writer, and you don't have any skill in that, there will be someone who will help you, and we can point you to guides where you can grow your skill in that field and participate in a project. Yeah. All right. So primarily our games, I think all of them are going to use Unity for the engine, and we will use GitHub for source control so everyone can work on it remotely at the same time, and Discord primarily for communication and meetings probably. And I think we will be setting up some like separate channels for each project as well for people in certain game projects to talk to each other in the Discord. Yeah, Nazrat.
Oh yeah, yeah. So because of COVID, it's been hard, if not impossible, to organize any sort of in-person meetings and everything that entails. So the end of semester expo will not be in meeting; it'll be virtual. We used to have mid-semester expos. This pitch night, in fact, would have been physical if not for COVID. So because there's nothing to really spend money on, no food, maybe t-shirts, probably not. I don't know. We don't know yet. There aren't going to be any dues this semester. So literally, the only thing you need to do to be a member of SGD this semester is to be a UVA student and alive and have a working internet connection.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. Also, 5 out of our 7 officers, we actually only have 6, but there are 7 spots open, are graduating this semester. So after the semester, there will be 5 spots open. I think elections are sometime in March. We haven't quite set a date yet, but usually it's around then. So
Late March, early April.
Yep.
Yeah, so anyone who's interested in getting involved more in the club, who wants to be on the officers meeting, kind of deciding what the club does, how they do the semester projects, game jams, how you might want to spend the money on something like t-shirts or something. Anyone who's interested in that, keep that in mind. More information will come out about that later. And even if you're not sure if you want to do it, you can just go to the elections and kind of see how it goes. And it will look good on your resume to be an officer in a club. Yep. So do you guys have any questions before we start on the specific projects? So feel free to type it in the voice chat channel if someone can check that, or just you can talk as well.
Anyone at all? Any questions?
Alrighty.
Yeah, I think we'll just go ahead and move on to the first presentation if you want to share your screen.
All right, I think that's me. I still having trouble with the camera, but I'll just share my screen. Let's see if I can record 2 screens at once. Okay. Can everyone see this okay?
Yep.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. So I put a little photo of myself because my camera isn't working. There I am. That's me. It's a little burb. But anyway, that's not part of this.
What's his name?
I forget the name. It was some Japanese name. So anyway, so my project, this is actually a working title. I kind of don't like it. So for now, it's called Fly. You'll see it as Fly and all the signups and everything like that. But the title may change by the end of the semester.
Add an exclamation mark.
With an you know what? Yeah. All right.
Now I gotta change all the.
No, okay, fine. All right, so what is Fly? So here's the little elevator pitch. It's a 3D paper airplane flying pseudo-endless runner where you collect power-ups, catch drafts, upgrade your design, and connect with friends around the world. That last bit is sort of the story of the game. And this may sound familiar to some of you. If it doesn't, that's fine. But the inspiration was heavily based off these 2 games. And this one was the OG, I think, the OG genre of trying to upgrade your vehicle to go farther, and then this one sort of mastered it. If anyone play Learn to Fly, it was pretty popular on Addicting Games and stuff.
I played Shopping Cart Hero a lot.
Yeah, Shopping Cart Hero.
Yeah, I definitely.
Bro, did you play Learn to Fly 2? They came out with the sequel.
Yeah, I did play that one. That one's also pretty good. This one also is less known, but it's also pretty fun. Which is sort of the same project, but it's in 2D, so it's actually an original idea, so don't ask me about that again. So technologies, as with I'm pretty sure all the other projects, we're using Unity 29. Oh, well, Unity specifically, and we'll be using the latest LTS release, which is 2019.4. Why don't I zoom in? I should have done that. Anyway, can you guys still see it? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So we'll be using GitHub for version control, C# for the programming language, and Blender for 3D models. I would love some artists, but if previous semesters are any indication, we have very few artists in SGD. So if you want to do art, it would be awesome if you could come. I do know some Blender, and I can help out if needed. So let's switch off to the demo real quick. So I actually have it ready to go. Again, can you guys see this okay?
Looks good.
Okay, awesome. So here's I sort of finished the movement initially. There's no power-ups or anything yet, and this is a demo environment. But basically, if I don't press anything, I slowly descend, but I can ascend by holding down S, but I lose speed when I do that. So it's kind of a negative feedback loop. And so your goal is to sort of maneuver between power-ups and try to get as far as you can. Let me see if I can weave through some of these trees here. Yeah, so you get the idea. That's pretty much it. The restarting mechanic is actually a little broken right now. But yeah, that's basically it. A lot to work on, which I'll go into a little bit. Let me see if I can also show the terrain generation. Since it's in like an endless runner, a lot of the terrain will be procedurally generated, kind of like this. I've only just started on this, so you can see like clear divides in the chunks, and there's no textures or anything yet, but you know it's still the basic idea is there. But yeah, that's basically it. And so now let me go back to the presentation, and we can talk about some of the things. So the team structure, programmers, artists, and designers, pretty standard. I have no issue with anyone double dipping, wearing multiple hats. That's totally fine. Market research. This was part of the demo, and I wanted to leave it in. As you can see here, Flash is dead, so therefore all those games I mentioned in the past don't actually exist. So this is a completely original idea, and you can be part of something very original and unique, since no one can prove otherwise. Yeah, that's it. And oh, what the? I didn't know you could click on that. Anyway, target earnings approximately 2 million Dogecoin per semester. A picture is worth 1,000 words, as you can clearly see. So let's fly into the next slide and talk about the task list. So these are the 6 core tenets of the design process. So we have movement, which I've started. I've probably done the most on this. Terrain generation I've started, but obviously it needs a lot of work. The upgrades system for upgrading your plane, as well as the power-ups and whatnot, which I guess also would be part of terrain generation. Story and fluff. So the idea was that you're just like a girl at your house making paper airplanes, and you're trying to send messages to your friends during quarantine through through paper airplanes, since you can't go outside yourself. Art, obviously, always could use some art, but I have some placeholders if we can't get any artists. And last is goal states of actually trying to get to a certain destination or get a certain distance away from your start position or something like that. So those are the 6 areas. Testimonials. Neptune and Saturn love this game. Sneak peek of what your life will be like working on this project. Here you go. This is it. a lot of math if you're doing programming. And that's it. So thank you everyone for your attention, and if there's any questions, I'm open to that now. Here's some of my details if you want to get in contact with me.
where did you get these banger slides from? This is amazing art.
Thank you. I found it. It was. I looked up airplane Google Slides template, and this came up, and it was really good.
2 thumbs up for me. I'll sign up.
Thank you.
Do we need to know anything about drive or boat before we can fly?
No. Also, I just realized, kind of messed up. If anyone's watching back the recording right now, they couldn't see any of the presentation because it paused my screen on Discord while I was on the other tab. So if you're watching this afterwards, the slides will be included, hopefully, in the
Yeah,
description
they'll
or
be
something.
included.
Yeah. Sorry. Any other questions?
All right. Thank you, Ryan, for your awesome presentation.
Woo.
And
Thank you.
we'll have Christian go next, I believe.
Hi guys, I'm Christian. Just give me 1 second to share my screen with you. All right. Hello.
Looks good.
Okay, cool. So my game, at least the working title, similar to Ryan's, is Staying Alive. Yeah, again, working title. I'm open to other ideas in the future, but it is going to be a 2D top-down zombie shooter type game. So the basic idea is that at the beginning of your game, you start with pretty basic weapons, and you have to navigate through a 2D map, going through different types of obstacles and mazes, dead ends, and fighting off zombie hordes that you trigger as you try to navigate through. And at the end, there will be a safe house that you want to try to get through without dying, where you can get different kinds of weapon upgrades, things like that, in order to help you progress through the game. Some of the inspirations I had for this idea were, if it sounds very familiar to you, that's because it comes from a lot from Left 4 Dead 2, which is probably one of my favorite first-person shooter games. Also, probably one of my favorite multiplayer co-op games. So, a lot of inspiration from that. And a lot of ideas from the execution of 2D top-down and some of the combat system that I've thought about how to implement comes from a devlog series that I've been watching on YouTube from a channel called DevDuck. They're working on a 2D kind of navigate around the world type game, and check it out if you are interested in that sort of thing. Okay, so the idea to help kind of differentiate this from just being a Left 4 Dead clone is that I want to have a pretty wide cast of characters, each who have different unique abilities that might help you out in certain situations and kind of help the player distinguish like their play style and how they want to play the game. So I just have a few ideas of different types of characters you might want to include. Obviously, a default man and woman, maybe police officer, doctor, nurse, things like that. But again, open to different ideas from anyone who's interested in doing more creative stuff for the game. And the people that we'll need. So you're going to need a lot of programmers, obviously, a lot of game logic stuff, moving the player around and how they might interact with the world, different weapon systems, different enemy effects and things like that. People to do AI. So you can use some of Unity's built-in pathfinding algorithms, or if it's something that you're interested in making yourself, open to that too. People to do UI, making the game look good was important. And level designers. So I'm aiming to have probably around 4 to 5 different levels where you have to get to the safe houses in each level. So level designers are going to be pretty important in making the maps interesting and dynamic so that playing the game can be interesting from a 2D perspective. And then art. It is a goal of mine to have a lot of custom art in the game. I think that'd be a really cool thing to have. So sprites, 2D animations, tile maps, different types of guns and items and things like that would be awesome to have if you're an artist. And the demo. Okay. Give me 1 sec to pull this up. Unity. little demo that I put together with some sprites a friend of mine has made. So yeah, you just kind of navigate around the map, shooting the zombies as they pop up. You'll see as I walk into this kind of trigger area over here, they'll kind of spawn, click to shoot, and then at the end there will be a safe house, and the level will end, and you move on. And there you'll have different upgrades and things like that in order to get onto the next level, which will ideally be more difficult.
For me, the first part of the demo didn't show up, so could you play it again?
Yeah, it was stuck loading for a bit.
Yeah, hold on, it's still loading. Can anyone else see it?
Not yet.
Just give me one. Okay.
If
Well,
only
let me
we
know if you
had
guys can see it.
Nitro.
If only.
Yeah, it's taking a long time to load. I don't know if it's Discord's end, my end, your end. I don't know.
Yeah, it's also taking a while for me.
I think just give it like 10 more seconds. If it doesn't pop up, then we can. Oh, there it is.
Yep.
Oh,
What happened?
it is a gray screen now.
There we
Oh.
go. We get. We
okay.
get.
We good? Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. So I mean, it's pretty simple so far, but as we get more art and more designers and things like that, it'll be a little more complex. Get to the safe house, and you win the level.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's got a nice jab.
Yeah. Okay. After this. High-level overview of all the processes that are going to need to happen to make the game work. We'll need to flesh out the player classes, so player controller, which I've already started doing a little bit. Player save data to help you like navigate or transfer some of the things that you've accumulated throughout playing between save files and in between levels. AI, Unity has a lot of pathfinding things built in already that you can use. And again, as I said, you can feel free to flesh something out yourself if that's what you're interested in doing. Also just balancing the difficulty of the enemies with making the game playable. Level design, 4 or 5 levels, make the map kind of interesting, almost like a maze if you want to like run into some dead ends and stuff like that in order to make it a little more difficult to get to the end. And just different features to make the game a little more dynamic. Some different weapon options and upgrades would be cool to have. Items like boosting health or stamina, anything like that we might want to do. An inventory system, and different types of zombies to balance out the enemy difficulty just a little bit more. So that's pretty much all I have. Thanks for coming tonight and for listening to my pitch. And if anyone has any questions, I'm open to answering.
All right.
Thanks, Christian.
Actually, I do have one question. So, like, I guess right now, how many like levels are you thinking of in the game?
Just 4 to 5. So just like, I guess if you're trying to make that Left 4 Dead equation, or yeah, just like one campaign of like 4 to 5 levels.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
All right. Thank you, Christian, for your presentation. And we'll have Grant go next with his game.
How's everyone doing? Oh wait, we already asked that one.
Damn, it must be pretty bright in your room.
It's very bright in here. I'd burn out my eyes if I weren't wearing these. All right, can everyone see?
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh.
Looking around this room, I guess from people's Discord profiles, I can tell that we have a really epic group of gamers. And as the average gamer myself, as you can see, I am a complete badass. And so I decided that this semester, I'm going to work with whatever team I can get to make the most badass possible game. And that game is called Brutally Unforgiving Team Tennis. Now, you may be asking, what is Brutally Unforgiving Team Tennis? Well, first off, it's a rhythm game. What does that mean? It means it's a direct copy of Crypt of the Necrodancer. It's going to have the same art, same code, same music, same everything. But there's going to
Literally just copying the EXE.
Yep, literally. We're going to sell it as our own thing. It's going to make so much bank. There's going to be one exception though. Our game is going to be about tennis. Now, all of you already know that tennis is the most alpha possible in-person experience you can have. But it has never been successfully ported into a video game. Come on. We got like 30-something gamers in here. I bet none of you can think of a tennis game. Yeah, that's right. Not a single one. It's never been done.
Waluigi.
Why hasn't it been done?
Waluigi tennis.
Tennis is a competitive game. Gamers don't like to compete. We're not competitive by nature. Think about it. Okay? Why does every game design studio have a separate inbox for hate mail and death threats? It's because we like to work together. So this game is about tennis. If we worked now, bear with me. Tennis. If we worked together, how does it work? Oh wow, this is oh wow. I added some epic transitions in here, so I'm good. So how do we do this? Well, obviously, it's by making the two people on opposite sides of the net work together to fight something else that's bad. In this case, represented by a participation trophy. So on one side of the net, we have a red AI-controlled player, and on one side of the net, we have a green player-controlled player. On beat 1 of a 4-beat measure, the AI-controlled player will serve a ball, tennis ball, obviously, to the other side of the net. On by beat 2, the player is going to be in range of the ball and able to hit it back. By angling the strike, the player is going to be able to hit it directly into, as you can see from this high-tech visualization, directly into our extremely specific bad enemy thing. Now, for our engine, before we get into our demo, we're going to be using x86 assembly. We're going to be developing for Intel and ARM. So if you don't know assembly, if you haven't taken the 8,000 level assembly, advanced assembly and microprocesses class, I'm sorry, I can't allow you on the team. This is an unrelated image that doesn't have anything to do with the engine we're using. Moving on. I don't know what this is, but I guess we can get on to the demo. So let's see if I can go ahead to coolmathgames.com. Well, it's probably not going to load because Flash. So I got it open in this x86 Crypt of the Necrodancer runner. So as you can see here, I have some music that I made myself. Can everybody hear that? All right. So
Yeah.
on the first beat, let me maximize this because we want to see it in its full glory. What happened? Game maximize on play. All right. The fact that you start out with this blue thing next to you is entirely intended, and that you have to click to get rid of it is also intended. So you can see on the first beat of the measure, a tennis ball is fired across the court. You hit the ball. You can use it to knock out these enemies, which are actually hexagons. But I figured, the star, that's the eventual end goal. By the end of the semester, I hope that we'll be able to find a picture of a star that we can put in the game to replace these enemies with, but I don't want to get too hopeful. The end goal is for the player to get bonuses by clicking on the beat, taking advantage of the fact that this is quite a slap in rhythm right here. To have several different types of enemies across several different stages with several different music tracks. And so, in order to accomplish this, what I'm going to need is gamers. I'm going to need some music gamers. Some gamers who know how to use the FL Studio or open it, actually, which I have not yet figured out how to do. We're going to need some paintbrush gamers who are going to make, hopefully, the star-shaped enemy by the end of the semester. We're going to need some nerdy gamers because I actually lied. I have no idea what assembly is. I read that on Stack Overflow. We're going to need some gaming gamers because this is my first semester doing this. I mean, I'm extremely experienced. And so I'm extremely unopen to other people's ideas. And then we're going to need gamers.
You're going to need clown gamers.
You want to know how I got these scars? And in terms of future changes, actually, there aren't any. What you see here, this is the final product. So actually, there's nothing to do. And I'm not open to input from the people who join. And I'm not looking to sort of play the game and see what direction it takes us, because that sounds like some not badass stuff. Obviously, you know, you gotta just have this starting plan with like a list. You gotta start out with a list of all the different lines of code you're gonna put in the game, and then you put it in, and then that's the semester. So if you're interested in brutally unforgiving team tennis, which is not a working name, by the way, then go ahead and I don't know, add me on Discord or something.
Amazing. Any questions, guys?
Does anybody have any questions?
I have so many questions.
Hit me.
When you say it's not a working name, I like 10% think that's a joke, but 90% think that you're serious, and it's just gonna be called Butt.
He says that because the name doesn't work.
The name works perfectly. It's brutal, unforgiving, and you work in a team. And it's also badass. We could change the B to badass. I mean, not that it's important to have a B there, you know. Obviously, we don't care about what it spells out as an acronym.
All right, lots of layers of identity to peel back here. Have fun doing that on YouTube and deconstructing it.
I'm gonna do a glasses off here. Does anyone have any actual questions? The title is if we don't want to make a game that spells out, but I was just, you know, I was just a little had a little hay fever when I was making this, so I went a little overboard.
Well, it looks good. All right.
You know, it looks good. I like it. Yeah.
Thank you for that presentation, Grant. And those are our 3 projects that we'll have this semester. There will be a sign-up form that we will send out soon. Maybe, not sure quite. Do we know when yet, Jeff?
Not quite.
All right, it'll be soon. Probably
It'll be out by tomorrow.
by
Yeah.
tomorrow. We'll send it out via email, so you can click there. It'll also be in the announcements section of the Discord, where you can click on it and pick which project you want to sign up for. Put down whether you want to be mainly a programmer, artist, designer, musician, whatever role you want for the projects as well. And I think that's all for pitch night. We'll also have more information about the game jam coming out. Or we'll put links for you to sign up for it. The one with Berkeley. Yeah, so that's all for pitch night. If you guys have any questions, you can ask questions still, and then we'll just transition over to game night, where we can stay and play games together. Just kind of get to know each other better.
How big is each team supposed to be?
So it really depends on how many people sign up and how difficult the game project is. We'll try and balance the teams so that every project has enough members to get done what they want to get done. But it really just depends on how many people sign up.
Cool, thanks.
Also, if you happen to join like alongside a director just to work on their project, still fill out the sign up form. Your cases will be specially like handled. But yeah, we still want all the information that comes in the sign up form, so we can make sure the team compositions are good.
Cool.
All right, let's play some games, I guess. Is that the end of pitch night?
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks everyone for coming. If you need to head out, head out. Otherwise, we'll be continuing with game night.
No. Do you have Quick Flash installed?